My name is Ethan, and this story begins when I was just 8 years old, in a small, forgotten colony where only 3 houses stood like islands in an endless sea of dust and summer wind. It was the summer. I fell in love with the kind of heroes who don't wear capes, the kind who wear aprons and carry water buckets and spin ice cream handles for 2 hours just to see a smile on your face. It was the summer. I discovered the magic of simplicity through my lovely father and my lovely mother. Every morning before the sun rose high, he would climb up and cover the windows with thick mats of dry grass, the kind that crackled when touched. Once they were in place, he'd pour buckets of cool water over them. The wet grass acted like a natural cooler. Slowly, as if nature itself was lending us a favor, a cool breeze would whisper its way into our home. And that was our air conditioner. I remember watching him from the doorway, his shirt soaked in sweat, his fingers pruned from the water, his eyes glowing with purpose. "Why do you do it every day, Dad?" I once asked. He smiled and ruffled my hair. "Because comfort isn't about what you buy, Ethan. It's about what you build with love." But the real magic happened in the evenings. Dad would drag out the ancient hand crank machine. Its handle was smooth from years of use. The wooden bucket creaked as he opened it, revealing the heavy cylinder inside, where the magic would soon happen. Mom would mix the ingredients: milk, sugar, crushed ice, vanilla extract, all with her soft hands and a concentration that could rival a scientist. I called her the ice cream witch, and she'd laugh, her eyes crinkling like flower petals in bloom. For 2 hours, sometimes more, they took turns spinning that handle, around and around, again and again. Their hands would ache, their arms would tire, but they never stopped. They would sing songs from their childhood, hum lullabies from forgotten lands, and share inside jokes that only people truly in love could understand. And when it was done, when it was finally done, the taste was unlike anything you could imagine. The first spoonful always felt like a blessing. Cold, sweet, creamy, but more than that, it was made of sweat and stories and stardust. One evening, as we sat on the steps after our ice cream ritual, I asked them, "Why do you work so hard for something we could just buy?" Dad looked at Mom. Mom looked at Dad. Then Dad said, "Because what we make together stays with us forever. But what we buy, that fades." That line stayed with me all my life. The nights in our colony were cooler, quiet, peaceful. After our daily bath and our delicious dessert, my father would carry out 2 woven chairs to the open area outside our home. My mother would spread a soft blanket between them. I'd crawl onto the mat, rest my head on Mom's lap, and wait for the sky to tell us stories. I have shifted to other city due to my job. One night, when my phone rang, it was a neighbor from the colony, someone I hadn't heard from in years. "Ethan," the voice said softly, "sorry. Your father passed away this morning." The world stopped spinning, the walls closed in, and I felt like that 8-year-old boy again. Helpless, heartbroken, and alone. The journey back to the colony was a blur. The road had changed, the landmarks were different, but as I stepped out of the car and saw our old home, something inside me cracked open. The grass mats were gone, the windows were dusty, but the memories were alive, humming through the walls like songs caught in time. I stepped inside. My mother sat quietly on the floor, staring at the empty chair where Dad used to sit every evening. Her eyes didn't cry, but her silence screamed 1,000 sorrows. I sat beside her, and for hours, we said nothing. Because grief doesn't always speak in words. Sometimes, it just holds your hand. That night, I couldn't sleep. The stars were out clearer than ever. I walked to the same open area where we used to lie as a family. I looked up at the sky, and for the first time in a long time, I began to speak. "Dad," I whispered, "tell me a story." And just like that, the wind picked up. A gentle breeze brushed my cheeks. The trees rustled softly, like pages turning. And I remembered, after the funeral, I told my mother I was taking her with me. "You can't stay here alone," I said. But she shook her head. "This house is your father's memory. I can't leave him here alone." So I stayed for a few more days, and on the 3rd night, something happened that changed everything. As we sat outside, just Mom and me, I noticed something strange. She had brought out the old ice cream machine. "It still works," she smiled. Want to help me? Together, we poured the milk, the sugar, the vanilla, the crushed ice. She told me things I never knew. How Dad used to secretly fix the neighbors' broken doors at night. How he saved for months just to buy my first school bag. How, every night after I fell asleep, he would sit quietly and look at the stars, hoping I would grow up to be kind, strong, and full of love. He believed in the magic of small things, Mom said. That's why he never left this place. He didn't need more. He already had everything. When the ice cream was finally ready, we took the first spoonful together. It was cold, sweet, perfect. On the 1-year anniversary of his passing, I returned to the colony. Mom was older now, her hair silver, her steps slower, but her smile, still full of light. That night, we sat under the stars once more. We placed a third chair beside us, empty, but not really. And as I looked up, a single shooting star crossed the sky. Mom gasped. I closed my eyes and whispered, "Thank you, Dad," because I knew in the language of the sky. That was his way of saying, "I'm proud of you, Ethan."